that we're being naughty.
Do you want to buy some butter bread?
Who was making that noise?
That was you, Joe.
Please stop.
And Joey's gonna take off his hat. Thank you.
Okay.
I was gonna say something.
You're gonna buy a butter braid from Emily. Stop.
Just give her the money and
I
don't
don't
buy the
know if
butter
I'm
bread.
gonna buy a butter braid.
Oh,
She
they're
was
so
selling
good. Are they
them.
good? Yeah,
They
they
are, but they're.
They're not the best.
After this, we're gonna be selling spirit cups. So buy one of those.
Yeah, spirit cups.
Spirit cups,
That's not
and they this time it comes with like a popcorn bowl and like 10 bags of popcorn or something else.
What
You
do you guys do
fundraise
at
for
East?
Kager?
Like, how did
To
you
raise
guys
for like
House
prom?
prom?
Yeah.
What did they do? Maybe
We're
some
not even have a
t-shirts.
theme for after prom.
Oh my gosh, t-shirts would be fun. And then we could all,
Yeah.
We could all
everyone buy
buy
a
one.
t-shirt,
But
yeah.
we don't have a. I wouldn't buy one. Of those
I wouldn't
t-shirts,
either.
So.
I would.
No, like,
And there's not even a theme for after prom because they don't want to have to decorate because nobody recognizes decorations anyways.
What?
From my freshman year, I don't.
I
Honestly,
remember
I don't
what it
remember
was.
what the
I remember
decorations were.
what it was last year.
like green and like pink and
My freshman year at
That's
prom,
stupid. I think that needs to be
we
decorated.
had there was no decoration.
We'll put you in charge.
Yes, there was.
But like we sold, I can't remember what did we sell.
This is
Avon
kind
and then
Avon
candles.
candles.
They
This
may have done the cam thing. I'm trying to remember. You know what? I will ask. Oh, I know one thing they did was a pampered chef.
Oh.
Yeah, but Miss Long already does
Yeah,
that.
she already does that. But you know, maybe to do a different party thing like 31 or.
Oh yeah, my aunt has 31 parties.
You should ask her
No,
about it.
because we did the Avon and everything was messed up. My mom seriously got
Yeah.
everything from the lady that we got it from, and she's still getting orders in because not
Yeah.
everything has came in yet. Yeah.
That's
Well, I
because
think it'd be
somebody
different
messed
if it was Ellie's aunt.
But she doesn't sell.
Oh, she just like had a party.
She just has the.
My
But my aunt
sister-in-law-
actually
My
does.
sister-in-law sells.
Well, we could ask
Yeah, so does
her.
my aunt, but I don't think my aunt would do it.
Tell your sister-in-law to do it.
Becky,
Oh, my
Well,
mom.
it's more about if you guys are willing to do work than it is about her willing to fulfill the order.
I still think the person auction's a good idea.
I do too.
No,
What?
God,
I
no.
guess like
No, 'cause
I haven't even done my
Yeah,
things.
they
since
buy
last
I know,
year.
I'm not doing
Like,
any free labor.
Yeah, I know, I wasn't gonna.
I will
do
ask,
it.
I'm really good friends with the teacher at East who's in charge of that, so I'll ask her if she has any good ideas. Because I don't remember what else they did. The AP cup. That's pretty awesome. Okay, let's talk about pedestrian.
Is it going?
What?
Yes, it will be, just ignore it, it's gonna always be going, just have that in your head. Because the idea is it's supposed to capture what my room is really like, not fake, you know.
Kelly.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Carter situation, I'll probably end up using that one, because that's really what happened, so. I don't know, because I haven't talked to the lady who's in charge yet to see if that's a good idea or not, but. Anyway, the last stories we're reading for the short story unit, Joey, I can tell you have your phone there.
What? No, I
Oh,
don't.
you don't? You're just looking at your hat.
Because I like
Scrolling
push
down.
down,
It looks
push
like you're
down.
scrolling down on your phone. That was funny. Okay, last few stories we're gonna read are actually all similar in nature and theme because it's leading into Fahrenheit 451. And so they're Ray Bradbury stories and or stories that deal with technology in the future.
So. I have a question, there's just
Oh.
a glare off the desk.
Thought you had a question?
No.
We can turn that on.
No, it's fine, it's just.
I'm just staying here like.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are we gonna be reading them both next
That's
try?
No, that's
or-
right.
Okay. But there's like, oh, no,
There's time.
This time we're gonna read it? Good, because I need a good book.
Yep, it's the novel that goes with the story. And then if we get through it quickly, then we can do something else.
You should probably just read online.
That is really good.
Wait, time.
Kelly, how you doing?
When are we gonna get these books?
Awesome. Have you started it?
So we're, not next week.
Okay, good.
Okay, so let's talk about this one. Number one, probably one of the easier ones here. Well, easy as in it's your opinion, so you can't really get it wrong. But what do you think caused the freedom limitations that are happening right now? In other words, why is Mr. Mead society the way it is? What do you think may have caused that?
They were like sneaking around, like doing bad stuff.
Doing bad stuff, sneaking
Yeah.
around.
Yep.
What do you think? What kind of bad stuff?
Violence. Killing people.
Violence, killing people.
Stealing.
stealing, maybe drugs,
Any type of criminal.
any
activity.
type of criminal activity. Let me ask you this. Actually, no. Well, yeah, let's do that now. Today, 2013, do you think, without going and researching, just in your own head, do you think we have more crime now than they had, say, in 1900, 1920?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know, I wasn't that young.
Do you think in your head that it will get better in
No.
the future?
No.
Hold that thought. Let's go on to number 2. What do you think today's problems are that have been eliminated in his society?
Crime and people driving.
Crime, and there's not a lot of people driving, at least after dark. During the day, he talks doctors.
There's like.
What?
What?
I said violence, destruction, kidnaps, and a lot of negative stuff.
Yeah, kidnapping, stealing, the drugs, everything we just talked about. You know, if you're gonna limit freedoms because of problems, then the idea is that those problems will then go away. Otherwise, why would you limit freedoms in the first place? Unless you're just psycho. 3, out of everything that you can think of, what do you think he misses that we have today? Do you think he misses the crime?
Kind of.
No.
Probably not the crime, but what would he miss or what does he?
Like people.
Yeah, I think he misses like the people and maybe we'll talk to him and
Sure,
See, now-
socializing.
maybe even like some of the stuff that may be annoying but kind of is there, like cars and stuff.
Yeah,
Maybe the ability to walk outside without getting hounded by the police.
sure, freedom to walk, when one wants to walk, where one wants to walk, when one wants to walk. Socialization for sure. How many years has he been walking and never seen anybody?
10.
10. That's not in the story for no reason.
He's got to have some nice legs.
Probably. I
He's
don't know.
probably skinny.
Do you think he's a fast walker or a slow walker?
I don't know.
Probably.
He's like my brother. He's a very distracted one.
Yeah, in my head, I think he's slow.
I
don't
think
know.
he's slow because he said that his like nicer shoes made a lot of noise.
So
And
now he's
people
got
would,
tennies.
yeah, like people would look out so they'd be able to see him.
He would, and on his way, he would see the cottages and homes with their dark windows, and it was not unequal to walking through a graveyard where only the faintest glimmers of twilight appeared in the flickers behind the windows. So to take in that much detail, you'd have to walk slow.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't see him speed walk. I don't see him walking like Mrs. Ford. She walks really, really fast.
Yeah.
Uh,
And she wore heels so you could always
Yeah.
hear her down the hallway.
Really?
You always knew it was Mrs. Ford
I've
coming down the
never
hallway.
seen her wear heels since
Oh
I've
my
met.
gosh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Like
I've
you
always
can hear
No,
it like across
she's
the
always like.
No, I think she had tap shoes on the whole time.
Okay, the next ones are kind of all connected, but let's see, let's skip to number 5 first. What or how is technology used to control Leonard's world?
The
Yes,
police
honestly.
force is like robotic and, when he's walking around, he never sees anybody. And when the police stop him, he asks why he's walking around, he wants to go walk around and see things. And they ask him, well, doesn't he have an air conditioner or a seeing glass or whatever they say?
Exactly, they wanna ask if his technology is broken, and that's why he's doing something out of the ordinary. And the robot police cars is an excellent example, you know, I don't know if we'll ever get that far, that seems
I
a
hope
bit
not.
far-fetched, but, if we could, we probably would. What benefit does a robotic police car provide?
Nobody's gonna get shot.
That's right, no cops are gonna get shot. I'm assuming
No feelings.
no feelings are gonna be involved, so it's just cold, hard, you know, machinery making the decisions.
There's no danger to whoever would be driving the car anyway.
Right, right. Whoever would be behind the wheel wouldn't be in their danger, what were you gonna say?
But how could they like outforce like the guy? Like say there was like a crime.
Yeah, because
How
they're
could,
like,
like, a
get in the
robot
car,
go,
I'm
like-
gonna run.
Have you not seen, iRobot?
No,
Yes.
definitely haven't.
Or
I didn't like that movie.
There's a couple other movies that are similar to that have the same kind of thing going on. Yes,
Green Lantern, in like a few years ago, they decided to
make it so that they're just robotic and have just the central battery in their chest. And so they'd have no feeling, no anything, so it's pretty much like a robot. And like normal Green Lanterns would just investigate things, but robots would just go and do like just buy the book and whatnot, and so there wasn't any trials or anything, so they'd automatically be put in jail.
I just remember what the name of the movie was. Thank you for saying it. RoboCop. And it came out, I don't know, before you guys were born or about when you were little kids. You should go check it out because that's exactly what it is. It's cops that are robots.
On
It's like in the
Netflix.
80s.
Yeah, it's probably on Netflix. Yeah, it's
Probably
80s.
one of
No,
those.
I don't think it's 80s.
Well,
Probably click on it, watch
But
it for about 10
90s,
minutes.
probably
and
early
decide I don't
90s
like it.
maybe. I don't know. It was a while ago. Okay. Oh yeah, technology controlling his world. What about what's going on in the houses for technology?
They have TVs with 3 channels.
TVs with 3 channels, which to us is, what's that? You
That's
know?
like
Where's their Xbox and their iPods and iPads and all that stuff? Remember when this was written? 1951.
Yeah, but that doesn't got anything to do with it.
No, I'm saying that
They didn't realize
for
they
them,
didn't have
that was high
technology.
technology. Okay. TV is just, becoming popular at that time. As a matter of fact, Ray Bradbury had it out for TV. And I'll show you an interview that he did when we start Fahrenheit 451, but he was really afraid that that was going to twist society in a bad way. And so, in a lot of his stories, you will see him commenting on the evils of TV, even though he'll never say TV is evil. The way that he writes about it is what he says.
Kind of is.
Well, yeah, it depends on
It's very.
whose opinion you're asking, but I know it sucks up a lot of our time that could be probably spent doing more productive things.
Like what?
Really?
No.
Curing cancer? Anything else other than watching TV?
Inventions get made from TV.
Stop talking.
Sort of. Okay, I'm gonna go on to
sorry.
theme and purpose because they go hand in
Same.
hand. What do you think the theme is? Wait, everybody, what's the theme?
Message.
Message, woo! If you learn nothing else this try, you better learn that. What's he trying to tell us?
Here comes Carter.
We all knew it was you.
We all know that she's getting up too.
She refuses to talk.
Maybe if you were nicer more often, I'd let you stay there. Which is pretty mean, so move.
Whatever.
We're
I
having
like
a
your
really
sister a lot
good
more.
conversation right now. So sit down. What is the theme of the story? What is Ray Bradbury's message to us about society or the future or technology or whatever it might be?
Don't abuse
Technology.
your
Wait,
freedom.
raise your hand.
Human.
Cannon?
Don't abuse your freedom.
Don't, ooh, nice.
What number is this?
6.
No one has ever suggested that one before. I like it. Let's talk about that for a second. Why does that work so well?
They're saying that.
Emily,
Because when he was arrested, or you call him arrested, he wasn't doing really anything wrong, but it was one of the freedoms that I think he did take for granted. Was thankful that he was able to walk for 10 years, but
okay. Some would say, well, he wasn't really abusing it, he was just doing it, but I get what you're saying, yeah.
That we abused our freedom in the past, so then in the future they really snapped down and said we couldn't do it, otherwise we probably would abuse it again.
Yeah. The whole reason the cops are even out and he even gets stopped is because the implication there is that you're not supposed to be outside after dark. And the reason that happened is because people in the past had abused that privilege and taken it out in the wrong way and done bad things, and therefore we aren't gonna do that anymore. Good, so there's at least 2 things that support that. If you pick a theme and you can't find at least 2 pieces of evidence to support it, it either is not the right wording for the theme, or it isn't the theme at all. So whenever you're thinking about that later for me, you're like, ooh, I think this works. Just see if you can find at least 2 supports. If you can't, that's why I have you look for 2 supports every time. Because if you can't find it, it's probably not quite right. Okay. Yes, you were gonna say one.
Oh, I was just kind of throwing it.
What was your other one?
Technology versus like humanity.
Technology versus humanity. Where have we heard that one before? Cold equations. Now we have to explain how we see that in this one.
Well, I only have like 3 channels.
Where do we see, okay, we got the technology, we know what they have, we know they watch it all the time, they don't even go outside their house and walk anymore because they're inside watching TV. Where do we lack the humanity, if we're gonna talk about both sides of that?
Like they just have like robot cops, like.
Okay. No
Like they don't have feelings.
people / feelings as far as the cops are concerned?
Yeah.
Any other places you see that being shown, Emily?
With the TV part, it's kind of like, it appears that it's almost normal for people to be inside watching TV, not outside walking. So like, that could be part of the humanity thing. I had something kind of like that for my team too.
And you would have to probably be able, and I'm not asking you to do this now on your piece of paper or anything, but if I asked you to write an essay or something, which may happen again, you would have to show me that the humanity that's not there is the socialization, you know, knowing your neighbors, talking to people, sharing, laughing, that kind of stuff. You'd have to take it a little bit farther than just saying, oh, they're not walking, they're inside watching the TV. You have to explain the humanity part of it. Any other examples? I have one that I was thinking of as you were talking about this. What are some of the questions the cops ask him?
Like about like air conditioning.
He's married.
If he's married,
Business or profession?
his business or profession, what does he say his job is or was?
A writer.
A writer. And what is their response to that?
So
It's not a
so
job.
no, not a job.
Not even a job. How does this reflect on or connect to technology versus humanity? Not even considered a job anymore.
Because they don't want people getting ideas and branching out and then trying to like go against the technology.
Yes. Writers are people that tend to voice their opinions, say how things are, or how they see things. They may even challenge society. They are creative individuals. They feed on thoughts and ideas and things like that. People don't do that anymore. He says magazines and books didn't sell anymore. Nobody reads anymore. Why?
Technology.
Technology. They're watching TV. Now, he doesn't go so far as to say what's on TV or not on TV, so we don't know if it's, you know, news that they're watching or entertainment, but my guess is.
They did say there was like a trivia show or something like that.
Yes, look at what they,
And there's like criminal.
they do watch. It's at the bottom of the first page. Where are the cowboys rushing in? I see the United States cavalry over the next hill. And then later on, he says, a dozen murders, a quiz, a review, a comedian falling off the stage. What do all those have in common?
Something horrible happening.
Something entertaining.
No, quizzes don't have something horrible happening.
Entertaining.
Entertainment, exactly. Entertainment. So we're not talking educational television shows here. We're talking time fillers, distractors, things that make people laugh. Okay, so knowing all of that, and you could go on and you could probably find a couple other themes, but we'll just stop with that conversation. What is the purpose of Bradbury? Is he informing us, warning us, persuading us, entertaining us? What's he doing?
Warning.
Warning.
Vibrating.
Not me.
It could be mine. I may have
I
left
think
it.
it is hers.
What's he warning us about, if in fact that's what he's doing?
Yeah, technology's gonna take over life.
Technology will take over our lives. Good. Anything else that he could be warning us about?
I'd say technology already took over our lives.
Yeah.
The one.
It's pretty close if it hasn't actually done it.
Like, look at you, you're over there texting.
Not in a physical way, but in an
Education, being
emotional
committed.
way.
Yeah,
What?
that should teach us.
Don't take for granted what you have.
Okay, don't take for granted what you already have. Going back to our freedom that we had before all of this happened. You know, people took it for granted, and because of the freedom that they had, they did bad things with it. Any other things you can think of as far as warning? Yeah.
That we're gonna lose all our news channels.
Sorry,
As much like,
that's all right. Jade, what did you have? Did you have warning?
I basically have the same thing.
Okay. Did anyone have persuading? Because I think they kind of go hand in hand. He could be persuading us that technology is evil in certain
Wait,
ways.
what question?
But I think it's stronger under the category of warning.
Yeah, that's what I
Saying, look out, you don't want to end up like Mr. Mead and have a robot pulling you over, questioning your
Could you
motives.
just run from him? Or would he chase you?
Oh, no, I think,
He's a robot.
we don't get all the, it's ambiguous, that means vague. We
He
don't get
said
all
they
the.
would shoot you.
They said there's nobody in the car.
So,
They would
Should
shoot.
get in the driver's seat while we're
I
driving.
don't know.
You might, but you might know that if you do.
7. We were kind of just talking about this, but do you see this potentially happening in the future? Or something like it?
Yeah.
Yesterday, people were saying, no, that's not gonna happen.
I think it could
I
happen.
wouldn't go,
I probably
like,
cry.
top cars, I don't think that's.
Same.
Nate,
saying no.
what? Louder?
It could happen, but I don't think it will.
I don't ever think it'd be
I think
like
you
that
have
bad
like
of
a
an
3D
extent.
TV.
If I lose my gun rights, I don't do
Yes, Emily.
I put, I don't think it, like, I think the technology could be there and that could happen, but I don't think people would put up for it with it very long.
We are a rebellious society, if nothing else.
I think that it could happen because people are already getting way too sucked into watching TV and like messing with their iPods or being on Facebook all the time and like not going outside and just like enjoying the sun or anything like that.
That's an excellent point. I mean, my kids, I have to almost force them, at least right now, to do something other than look at their iPods and be on the computer. Granted, it's winter time and it's harder to go outside and do fun. If it was summer, they'd probably be outside playing, but because it's not, it's hard to find, you know, other than crafts and stuff, there's not a whole lot to do. Yeah.
I agree with, I think it could happen, but I agree with like the whole technology taking over, that it's gonna be advanced enough that there's not gonna be like actual people being cops, and that robots are gonna be that. But I think it's also that the government might be a little bit stronger during that time, and they're gonna control a lot.
True, there was a whole lot going on then as far as the Cold War is concerned in America and Russia and
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
things like that maybe play into Ray Bradbury's thought process, which we'll talk about that more later with the next story, but if you've been paying any attention to science right now, science is all about technology. Now that they figured out the human genome, and they figured out DNA, and they figured out how to grow organs, you know, they're doing scary things like that in laboratories. They've cloned animals, they're probably trying to clone people right now.
We probably have already
I don't know
done it,
why
it's
you
cut on the
want
video.
to.
Well,
It doesn't matter that you want to, the technology's there that you can.
and that's the thing, there's a certain amount, and this is my opinion, this is me talking, I think there's a certain amount of ethics lacking in some of our inventive kinds of
Well,
science.
that's what I'm saying, like, you can watch TV and you can get an idea for invention, I wasn't saying.
I know, I was playing devil's advocate there. But yeah, science, you know, we tend to put all our stock in it, but sometimes I think it goes, that's me.
What if school became like you sat at home and just watched the teacher?
Do you know how likely that is to happen?
There's
That'd
a
be so,
commercial.
there's already a
There's
There's
a
a commercial of a kid at
I'm
home.
really glad you brought that up.
There
You
is?
guys
There's a
see the other
commercial?
day,
No, that's
you
not.
I
guys
don't
like
remember
know
what
her?
commercial
Hey.
it is, but.
Katie Lawless was in the paper
Yeah, I saw that.
because, and you can tell too, cause she, but, all she does now is she stays home and does her schoolwork.
Online.
Yeah, she doesn't go to school,
She doesn't, yeah, I saw that.
Well, there's
Probably because
not-
everyone was mean to her here.
Yeah, probably.
Great.
She used to go here, then she
Her
moved because
phone.
people were mean to her.
Speaking of technology, taking over.
And
the
Hey
name.
Wallace.
Everybody was mean to her, yeah.
That's because she was mean to everybody else.
Yeah, she was.
Anyway, back to our
She had her
conversation
grade.
about.
But really,
doing
she was in the
school
news.
online.
Yeah, she was
She was on
in
the
the
front
career.
page of the paper, like
Of the
at first, like
Courier.
I had to take a
Sunday
double look,
Courier.
'cause
I saw it too. I was like, oh.
Well,
Okay,
but
so-
why did she get like?
I don't know anything about it.
Is
I
that
didn't
good?
see it. I have no idea.
Look how she's.
Okay, so
she's sick,
two things. One,
and she's hungry.
teachers may become obsolete in the next 20 years. The prediction is that, as least as colleges are concerned, in the next 5 years, 50% or more of classes are going to be online.
Yeah, my dad did college online.
There's already
Because
places that
it
you can
cost-
take online
yeah.
classes.
It
Like
costs
even here you
less.
can.
Yeah, like I wouldn't think about it, it costs less to take them online than it
Well,
is.
sure, you don't have to have a school.
Or a
You
teacher.
don't have to pay for
You don't have to
textbook.
pay for a teacher. Well, you kind of have to pay
You
for a
still
teacher because somebody has to run
technically-
the online class. But anyway, also, there's a program in East right, or in Waterloo, I should say, right now, where you can take online, curriculum and get your credits. And they're doing that for kids who probably aren't gonna graduate otherwise. Some of my classes have been online, so definitely that's gonna happen. If you've been watching TV, they now have online academies in Iowa, where you can just go to school online. Homeschooling, a lot of that's online.
But then you're missing like the experience.
Yeah.
You're preaching to the choir. I totally would not do well if I only took online classes, because I don't like that. I need interaction, I need conversation.
My dad gets certified, like he's a mechanic, he gets certified to work on different stuff from doing it online.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah, cause
Why
don't
wouldn't
you
you have
think
to
you'd have to do
manipulate?
it?
Yeah, why does that have to be a hands-on?
I just think that'd be cool if that you were
Online
sick, then you could like take that course online or like they videotape that class and
Yes,
then email
and
it
there
to
is
you.
that,
There are some.
there's that commercial with the little robot thing that drives around
That little
and
boy
parks
that
the
can't
little
go to
boy
school
who's
and
sick.
he's like
It's like-
him, and it's weird because like how would you,
Yeah,
I don't-
he's on a screen on this robot, and the teacher calls his name when he raises his hand. But he's actually in a hospital or at home somewhere doing this via.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Which is nice for that, but then like some, like
Right.
Brady said, like some kids would just skip
Take it
school
to
and like.
yeah, they just.
Sometimes, you know, I mean, it's not all bad. Like, I like the idea that you can Skype with other classes in other places around the world. You know, it certainly has brought the world tighter and closer together, but it also, I don't know, it's kind of scary.
I think that, if they do like, if everything's online, it's gonna be just like Xbox, and I think people are gonna like hack it and just basically
Yeah, you
just
can
breeze it away through and get
Right.
anything that they want.
Yeah, because some people can really hack computers.
And,
I can't, I'm not
just so
smart
you
enough,
know,
but-
if you're thinking in your head, oh, I'm totally gonna do online classes, that sounds awesome. I've had a lot of students who've tried it for, at UNI or QI or wherever, and they've come back and said that they failed it. Because they couldn't hold themselves accountable being at home. They would just go do other things and they wouldn't get their classwork done. Because nobody was saying, this is what you need to do. And they didn't have anyone there to answer their questions, at least verbally. They can, you know, ask them online, but it's a little different situation. But anyway, I was thinking there's another one on TV too that I saw that reminded me of that.
I've never seen a commercial about that.
Yeah.
I don't
it's-
remember what
It's run a
commercial.
lot lately, like the last week, I don't know why.
Yeah, like in the paper yesterday, they like now have it where sixth graders can just, all they're doing is working on iPads and that kind of stuff.
Yes, and Columbus is a one-to-one school. Waterloo will
You don't
be,
like to be.
one-to-one
educated
means
about
every
news?
student has a computer or an iPad.
Which would
Waterloo-
be nice, cause like you don't have to use paper and stuff, but.
Waterloo is probably gonna be one-to-one in the next year, and I predict Union will be one-to-one in the next year to 2 years.
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
what
we're
they're
thinking about getting us
about
iPads.
this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've heard good and bad. One of my best teaching friends from my old school, his son goes to Columbus, and so he uses an iPad, so I've asked him, you know, does he like it, what's it like, and he says,
no.
he says yes and no. He says it's nice for when you need the resource, he said, but a lot of people are just playing games on it and not doing what they're supposed to do.
I have a friend that
I'd
goes
be
to
okay with
Columbus
that.
and her sisters go to one of the off branches, I think St. Ed's, and they have iPads too, and I'm like, why do fifth graders need iPads?
Technology is at the touch of your fingers. I will say it's making it cheaper for schools
Yeah.
overall, even though the iPads or the computers cost a lot harder. they are saving money because they don't have to buy actual textbooks. They can just get the online versions, which you still have to pay for, by the way, but are significantly less money
Yeah,
to.
cause it's
We're
not
not
like.
paying
Make.
like $500.
And we're saving trees.
That's correct.
Kinda
But
like-
I am still all about a hardcover book.
Yeah,
I am
have
totally,
to.
I don't own a Nook, and I probably never will.
I think that would give me a headache, cause when I look at my
I
phone too
also think
much,
that too.
when I like play a game on my phone, I start getting a headache.
And I can't read like deeply on the
Can't read?
computer. No, I can't read deep. Let me finish my sentence. Alright, pass those in, make sure your name's wrong.
Miss,
Oh,
I like wrote what we talked about today, but my name's in my bag.
Do you
So
want
do
the
want this
story
one for right now?
Yes, I would like it all, I think, at this time.
The story too, even the
Yeah.
questions?
I'll let you like keep the story because you like it.
Do you want this
Yeah,
one
yeah,
right
I know.
now? And then I can handle.
Does it put in everything? Are you gonna talk to me? No, it doesn't. It's so weird.
I know.
Yeah, references, they have a restriction on that.
I know, and it was just cold this morning and I just ran right to the car.
Attach it down. It's not easy, it's not that hard to hack, Columbus is iPad.
Oh, Kenan.
It's not.
Wow, where's your ethics?
Whoa,
And did you do it
Kenan.
Who doesn't have ethics?
All you have to do is type in the
Why are you guys
And that's all you have to do.
For what?
hacking my iPad?
Under an iPad, they have restrictions so you don't download games onto it.
Uh-huh.
And all you do is type in Columbus. To hack it, to unlock it, that's all you have to do.
So you can get games?
Yeah, that's all you have to do. It's not that hard.
Well, that's okay, because people wanna get games, so they'll just hack it, so they can get
You
games.
put a
Yeah, but
story
some
in the question.
People are stupid and don't know what that password is.
It only hurts.
So those people can get games.
And you might die.
Okay, let's just stop talking about it because it's just dumb.
You're just dumb.
Wow.
Ooh, sure.
She used a dumb word, so I brought it back and hit her
I
in the
said
face with
this
it.
is dumb, I didn't call anybody dumb.
That's right. Not that it's.
Whoa, whoa, the N word?
Yeah,
Yeah, it says beaner on there too.
Yeah, we had this conversation in my homeroom in my advisory yesterday about what we were gonna put on the shirt. And some of the students, made the point, and I totally agreed with it, so I let them do it, that if we water the words down, it takes away the impact. And the point is, it's offensive, you
Yeah,
know?
some teachers said that you can't like put anything. Like
Well,
Yeah, Mr.
okay,
Bueller
I did not
was.
allow, except somebody snuck in one that I didn't see yesterday, but I did not allow cussing words.
Oh, Mrs.
But labeling
yeah,
words, I was
Mrs.
fine with
Qualley
because that's the point, it's supposed to offend.
Miss Qualley let us, but like Sarah said, like just put stars because like her daughter
Right,
goes in
and I
there.
think one of them did
Miss
for
D,
the
like,
B word.
was like way.
Now, here's the other reason that happened. When we got our instructions for that activity, it did not say if we should allow that or not. And so teachers use their own discretion in their rooms. And,
I had to put walrus because I didn't know what else to say.
I said cheese teeth.
yeah, but that should bother you. And everybody who's come in my room today has commented on it, so I know it gets people's attention.
Brenna did like, she's like a work study for Miss Chris or whatever, and she like talked to Miss Chris about it, and Miss Chris like said that she didn't care what they put as long as like people like understood that it was.
Yeah.
The
I
point of it
turned
is
my
to make it
bottle
offensive.
That's right, the point is that it should hurt.
But like some people were trying to make it like funny.
Yeah, we didn't make it funny, we took it very, I was really proud of my class, they took it very
Oh,
seriously.
thanks.
You did.
You can say she's the best teacher ever.
Okay.
Olivia?
I was telling my home,
Yeah.
my advisory too, and I was very proud of them because they all spelled their words correctly. There's nothing worse than when somebody spells a swear word or an offensive word the wrong way.
That's what happened to Mr.
I'm
Williams.
spelling them a lot, so I
It
didn't
just
do it.
shows how uneducated those people can be.
Well, I can say it, but I can't spell
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
We need to,
Sometimes they don't even use the proper,
isn't there a spell check?
Phonology of that word.
there is when you're spelling it on a computer, which they weren't doing. Okay, next one.
Oh, I think Olivia put that one. Yep, she did. It's the same handwriting.
Looks like she put a lot up there.
No, she only put
Well, she put a lot on her other one. Ugliness.
Did Jacob Clark draw that?
Oh yeah, Olivia right this morning was like, oh my god, you guys are mean. She's just as mean.
Who?
Just so you know, the short story test will likely be next Friday,
Oh, what?
which stinks for those people who are going to Washington,
The
but
vocab.
Yeah, do you need to do anything before we leave?
I'm gonna give it to you tomorrow.
Did you guys say Washington?
What? She's gonna give it to us tomorrow.
Good old Washington.
Oh, okay, okay.
Is that what she
The
said?
vocab test will likely be on Thursday.
Next Thursday?
What's the short
Like the
story test
24th?
for? I probably.
short stories.
So you
I'm
guys
gonna be
pretty
real
soon?
tired that day.
Yeah. Well, and if you're not here,
Why?
you're not here.
You
No,
are
I'm coming.
the
I have to go to
smartest
school.
What?
Why? It's only
girl I
24th the day we
know.
get back.
Oh, there's a test
Or what?
all.
You are the smartest.
Oh, I'm not coming that day.
No, I'm not that smart.
You look
We're
exactly
clear,
like
that's
your
like
mother.
I don't know, maybe I'll push it back. We'll see, if I can push it back, I will. Because of Washington. They want me to review each.
Yeah, that.
Why?
You should have heard what this guy came up and said to her.
I was working a concession stand during a basketball game and some guy from
They have to.
they were
Why?
talking, because there wasn't that many people there. And so like he was talking to somebody else and they were talking about me, I just wasn't listening. And then he was like, isn't that right? I'm like, what? I wasn't paying attention, he was like, you should just go dye your hair blonde. I was like, thanks, that's the second time that's happened. Mr. Schmidt told me to do that in 7th grade.
She's not in wrestling.
I took that
She's
offense.
a teacher.
The teacher told me not to like,
Yeah, it's because I just like get managers
I
in
took notation.
volleyball,
Like, I can't
like
get to
dance
it.
team.
Yeah.
How about that?
So we have to write like a number times 10 to the.
Oh, that's so.
I can't wait to go swimming.
That's so cool.
Okay.
You can't do it.
I'm gonna give you a little heads up on this one. Again, it's a Ray Bradbury story, written before The Pedestrian. The time period is still in the future, notice, but it's not quite as in the future as the other story we read. When he wrote this, we were talking about the Cold War a minute ago. There was a significant threat of nuclear war. People were scared. There was a huge scare, it's even called the Red Scare, of communists and communism because that's the government that Russia had at the time.
Why is it red?
Because communists, like, they used a red and yellow flag with a sickle and a.
It's like the flag of Russia, basically, it's red.
Oh.
That was their symbolic color.
It's like capitalism is blue.
Plus, I think it fit for America because red is kind of a color symbolically of evil and, you know, the devil and stuff like that. I don't know if we actually took that into account, but in my head. So, there are no people in this story. Sound familiar?
How do I,
There was only one person in The Pedestrian. In this one, there is no people. And you'll see why.
Look at your
This is
story.
like deep literature.
Are they like apples and they talk?
No, they're not talking apples. It's a talking house. You were close. In the living room, the voice clock saying, tick tock, 7 o'clock, time to get up, 7 o'clock, as if it were afraid that nobody would. The morning house lay empty. The clock ticked on, repeating and repeating its sounds into the emptiness. 7-9, breakfast time, 7-9. In the kitchen, the breakfast stove gave a hissing sigh and ejected from its warm interior 8 pieces of perfectly brown toast, 8 eggs sunny side up, 16 slices of bacon, 2 coffees, and 2 cool glasses of milk. Today is August 4th, 2026, said a voice from the kitchen ceiling. In the city of Allendale, California. It repeated the date 3 times for memory's sake. Today is Mr. Featherstone's birthday. Today is the anniversary of Talita's marriage. Insurance is payable, as are the water, gas, and light bills. Somewhere in the walls, relays clicked, memory tapes glided under electric eyes. 8-1, tick-tock, 8-1, o'clock, off to school, off to work, run, 8-1. But no door slammed, no carpets took the soft tread of rubber heels. It was raining outside. The weather box on the front door rang slightly. Rain, rain, go away, rubber raincoats for today, and the rain tapped on the empty house echoing. Outside, the garage chimed and lifted its door to reveal the waiting car. After a long wait, the door swung down again. At 8:30, the eggs were shriveled and the toast was like stone. An aluminum wedge scraped them into the sink, where hot water whirled them down a metal throat, which digested and flushed them away into the distant sea. The dirty dishes were dropped into a hot washer and emerged twinkling dry. 9:15, sang the clock. Time to clean. Out of warrens in the wall, tiny robot mice darted. The rooms were a crawl with the small cleaning animals, all rubber and metal. They thudded against chairs, whirling their mustache runners, kneading the rug nap, sucking gently at hidden dust. Then, like mysterious invaders, they popped into their burrows. Their pink electric eyes faded. The house was clean. 10 o'clock, the sun came out from behind the rain, the house stood alone in a city of rubble and ashes. This was the one house left standing. At night, the ruined city gave off a radioactive glow, which could be seen for miles. 10:15, the garden sprinklers whirled up in golden founts, filling the soft morning air with scatterings of brightness. The water pelted window panes running down the charred west side, where the house had been burned evenly free of its white paint. The entire west face of the house was black, save for 5 places. Here the silhouette and paint of a man mowing a lawn. Here, as in a photograph, a woman bent to pick flowers. Still farther off, their image was burned on wood in one titanic instant. A small boy, hands flung into the air. Higher up, the image of a thrown ball. And opposite him, a girl, hands raised to catch a ball which never came down. The 5 spots of paint, the man, the woman, the children, the ball, remained. The rest was a thin layer, a thin charcoal layer. You get that?
What happened?
Kinda.
Okay.
Nuclear bomb.
Nuclear bomb. And when a nuclear bomb goes off, and I'll show you some video and we'll talk about this tomorrow, the blast of heat and light that it creates is kind of like when you expose a negative to light when you're developing film. It flashes and it burns instantly. So where the people are, the house is still white. So you can see their outline in the paint. Everything else is black. And they would have disintegrated at that moment.
So they weren't like in color or anything.
That'd be kind of a good way to die.
No, it would just,
That'd be a terrible way to
the
die.
body would shadow the house from the blast.
You're just hanging
And
out
so the
and then
paint's still
it's like-
there, where the rest of the house has been exposed, so it's all black. Which, to me, is just that image of the boy waiting to catch the ball just gets me. Alright, read the rest for tomorrow.